Today we're going to talk about tones and semitones. Tones and semitones are distances. So the distance of a semitone is the smallest distance in our music. When I say our music, I mean music in the Western world, in our musical system. And that distance can be expressed on the guitar fretboard. A semitone away from any note is just a single fret. So let's say starting from G, G to G sharp, that distance is a semitone. In this case, from G to G sharp, G sharp is a semitone above G natural, or the G. If we go semitone below the G natural, G to G flat, right? So semitone below, G to G flat. So a semitone is, again, the smallest distance in our music and is expressed on the guitar fretboard by adjacent frets. All right, a tone is made up of two semitones. So from G to A is two semitones, G, G sharp to A. That distance is a tone. If we went down, G, G flat to F. G to F is a tone, and from G to F is a tone below G. F is a tone below G. A is a tone above G. A semitone above G is G sharp. A semitone below G is G flat. And the same will hold true all over the fretboard. So what we're talking about now is not note names, but just distances of tones and semitones. Now let's talk about the open strings on the guitar. That's sort of an important one. Each of these open strings has a name, as you know them as E, B, G, D, A, and E, the names of the strings. And because each one of them is a name, that the semitones and tones, or each one of them is a note, the semitones and tones will apply in exactly the same way. For instance, if I have an open E, a semitone away from open E is the adjacent fret to the nut. E, F, that's a semitone. If I wanted to move a tone away from the open string, I'd move to an F sharp, also known as a G flat. So that's a tone away from the open E, right? Same thing was going to hold true on all the strings. A semitone away from B is C. A tone away from B is C sharp. So remember that each of the strings that are open, each of those open strings is a note. No different than a note that you would fret. No different than this B flat note or this F note. Each of the strings is a note, and so the distance from the open string, semitone away from any open string, will be on the first fret, and a tone away from any open string will be on the second fret. Tones, semitones, all right? And so a semitone distance is always a fret apart, or from an open string to the adjacent fret, and a tone 2 frets apart, or from an open string 2 frets away onto the second fret.